Yo, this nigga talk crazy for this little lady. He said talk about oh he had a scare with and never had a. I don't keep it a buck with her. I've been kept it a buck with her. That's why she got the change, nigga.
Bars.
Niggas be sitting there and keep that shit all hallmark. Yes, you know she was the best woman I ever met. So you know the best thing. No, man. Told it straight up. I ain't never had a scare where another bitch told me she was plugged for me. So when the first dime who told me she was plugged for me was her, definitely keeping that shit.
You had no objections.
None. The bitch I was fucking with at the time, if she would have told me she was plugged, I'd be like, so what you gonna do? What you mean? You say you don't want kids. Yeah, but I do. Not now. You said after 28. You said age 30. I was planning on kicking it with you till then to see if we were gonna have kids. I took your plan and said, I don't want kids right now, so what are you gonna do? But your plans wasn't your plans. So I could rock with Chloe and say, yeah, we can have a kid right now, no problem. Ain't no problem. But for you, with you, no. No. Even with the quarters talking.
Yeah, nigga, you wild. That story was over. We ain't going back there.
I was just saying that some dimes in which a nigga rocked with where they was like, they would ask me a question about, you know, so what happened if I get plugged? And respectfully as a young nigga, I was like, well shit, I'm gonna do what I gotta do as an old boy. Depending on what your decision is, because it is your body, it's your choice.
We jumping right in there, huh?
You feel me? Nah, that wasn't a transition to get into that.
Okay,
That was just me. That's banter.
Then why are you bantering about something that could potentially be part of the subject?
Oh, shit. Alright, so testimony time will be a part of that shit as well. Alright.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
That's the topic for today. That's what we on today.
Fuckity fuck.
That Roe versus Wade shit. That's what we on today.
That's it today. That's what we tackling today.
That's what we tackling today. That's what they gonna get out there.
That's all we need. Fuck it. With the shits. Why I can't just chill without the other shit? You be all up in my phone when I put it down. I was about to get a 7, now I need an ounce. When I leave, you call my phone. When you coming back, wanna know my location like a Uber app. Wanna get high with my niggas while we talk paper. Roll it in the guava leaf for the raw paper. Eyes low, bloodshot red.
What it is, what it do? Welcome back to another episode of Enjoy the Conversation. It's your boy D.
Hey, your boy AD Marley.
And we here, we got some food. We talking shit. Sounds real political.
I hope they can't see this. I hope they can't see that box.
But
we ain't advertising for that yet.
I doubt they can. I think I angled everything right. It's just set aside. But yeah, man. First and foremost, y'all already know what it is. Give it up to the Most High. Give it up to the Most High for having us here for another day. You feel me? Another day to get it right. Episode. Only God knows what episode it is. Now y'all see it down in the title. It'll be there.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I hope y'all can see me, see him. You know, we here right now. You dig? We're a little booted, but we chilling.
Tooted and booted.
Tooted
and booted. Let's get right into it, man.
I mean,
let's go ahead and get right into it, man. This episode today, man, gonna be specifically based on one important, you feel me, topic right now. You feel me? We don't really want to jump into it. We don't really want to speak from a professional standpoint. We just want to give our opinion. This is an important topic. You feel me? You know. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Roe versus Wade has been overturned. For those of you who don't know, that is the law banning abortions.
It's been overturned.
Or did I explain that wrong? Or did I say it wrong the way I just ended that? I'm not sure.
You talking about the law?
I think the way I worded the whole phrase made when I say it wrong. I wasn't wrong at first.
What was reversed was the decision to believe that
abortions was
something that wasn't constitutional was the responsibility of the federal government. So now the federal government no longer has a say so in the yay or nay on abortion.
On abortion, right.
This is solely based on the state.
Okay, right.
So
right,
wherever you live, whatever their policies is, just like your job, you have to abide by.
You have to abide by.
If you don't like it, find another job.
You got some shit. Find another
state.
Find another state. You got some states who banned it based on like no exceptions for, you feel me, excuse my language, rape victims. You got some who got no exceptions on people who just, you feel me, just the whole spectrum. You got, you feel me, Texas on a lot of them lists, you know. You got you got a bunch of states. I can't.
Arizona. Or
you got Arizona, Arkansas on a couple of those lists. You got Utah, both of the Dakotas. A lot of, so you feel me? Just do your research, do your looking up for your wherever you stay at. You might
Delaware say they vibe, man.
You feel me? So
they riding with y'all.
So basically, it's up to your states, to their leisure, to their discretion, whether or not they gonna rock with abortions. You feel me? So.
Sidebar: the House just passed a law in Florida as well that the police officers can pull you over if you play loud music.
No.
So if they 2 cars behind you and they can hear your system,
they gonna give you disturbing the peace?
They can issue you like an over $100 fine for that shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you know certain areas around here.
I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, I kind of always thought that was a thing. I just kind of thought that was like
certain areas around here.
Not even that. Of course, certain areas you know you gonna ride through. You gonna just automatically being conscious of where you at. You not gonna blast your shit. But as far as like somebody a police officer pulling you over for some shit, that's like, I feel like that right there, as far as music, is like at the bottom tier of, yeah, you just want to fuck with me, huh?
That's all
that type of shit. So nobody really pay attention to that shit because now you got music everywhere. But not to get off of that.
I just had to throw that in there for anybody who's a Floridian.
Yeah.
You feel me? This is going up and down the coast.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Across the Panhandle.
I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, I kind of wish we had a woman's opinion on this subject. You feel me? So we don't seem so malicious and you feel me? Because and things like this, it's kind of hard to even not say the wrong thing, even when you're trying to say the right thing. Certain people just don't like the messenger or the message, or you know how that shit goes. You know how it is. But.
Oh, you're right. We didn't have the. Yeah, it wasn't recorded earlier though. That's the recording shit right there.
Yeah.
Damn, dog.
I want to see if I can find me a
we had the conversation earlier.
Right.
Off camera.
Right.
You know, while my wife was here, you know, she blessed us with her presence earlier. But on the subject of Roe versus Wade being overturned, and now, you know, states have a say-so in whether or not a woman can have an abortion versus it being a federal, you know, not a federal, but it just simply being
a no, or basically discretion-based type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? So now what's being... Here's goddamn fucking...
Go ahead, man.
Here's my problem with this shit, right?
You talking around the shit, man.
You know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not what y'all want from me. That's not why we're here.
Let's go, man.
My first notion behind this shit is, let's not say that it's just men that's behind this agenda, so to say. Let's please not point at one specific.
Okay, I remember you said this a couple episodes ago.
One specific group is saying, yo, it's you guys trying to dictate what a woman can do with her body. It's not. There's women there too, okay? There's women on that side, okay? There's people who's rooting for this. There are people who's celebrating it. Forgot the young lady name. Mandy, some shit. Let's call it Eminem. Her initials are M's.
Okay. We ain't gotta say her name. Y'all can do y'all research. Y'all find her. But my thing is, what you saying that? What you saying that though? Like I said, I remember you saying that a couple episodes ago. And what I said was a couple episodes ago was that, yes, women that's rooting for that shit, but that's another situation where, no disrespect, they just like outnumbered, overpowered. What are you not gonna do? I mean, what can you do? Can't beat them, join them half of the time.
But no, you have a handful of women who thoroughly agree that, hey, it is your God-given duty to produce children.
Yeah.
So when you have the opportunity to do so, there's a lot of women who simply cannot have kids, who want kids. So don't take away a life that can have a potential, that could be a potential blessing to somebody else. You have a lot of women who have that notion. A lot of guys just you know, just be on the end of the stick where it's like, hey, that's crazy that you're killing a baby. That's one. And then the other one is, that's crazy that you're killing my baby that I want. I'm telling you, give me my child. And you're saying no because it's my body. I respect that. And I love the fact that it can do what it's about to do. Give me the kid when it's done, and you don't have to deal with the actual process of raising the kid.
They say give me the kid when it's done cooking. Pass me my shorty.
But what's crazy?
Like it's your body. Honestly, it's your body, but it's our child.
And what's crazy is when you line up the word. I mean, when you line up the words like that, it sounds crazy, but in actuality, me and my old lady can go to somebody else and say, "Hey, hold these. When the baby pop out, appreciate it. Here's your bag."
Yeah.
That's an actual thing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's so many different ways to try to have a kid where, you know, a woman can probably go to a sperm bank and get a kid because she doesn't necessarily have a partner or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. If you have the kid and you can't, you know, you don't want the kid, you can give it up. That'd be the argument from you know, the typical common people perspective, outside of specify whether or not it's women or men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So these are ideas. Ideas are not gender restricted. So don't say it's just guys who's running around saying, "Hey, y'all ladies can't do this."
No,
and that's
right.
that.
You're right.
That's not the situation. That's not the argument. That's not what that's not what be going on. So when people are so upset that this is what you chant, it's like, yeah, that's not what's going on. So why are you screaming that versus what's actually going on?
Nah, because they screaming because it's just because we just know it's a male dominated.
It's a male dominated field.
So it's like,
so
yeah, you gonna get the blame for that shit. When you just a sprinkle of, you feel me, women, so to speak, and it's a male dominated situation, of course the niggas gonna get the blame for it, especially when they the ones making the announcements and the ones who's getting the praise for making the decisions. You gonna get the blame for it. So it's like it's not like they saying, oh, it's not like they mentioned a woman name and saying she held the meeting for this or she's responsible for letting them overturn this. It's like, hey, there you go. It is what it is, bro.
But alright, now
we just entered the cafeteria, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, that was a good point right there. You feel me?
So yeah, these niggas gonna get the blame for this, bro. It's like, it is what it is, bro. I can't. All I can say is I don't agree with just making it. I feel like I don't agree with the overturn because it's like, granted, it's not a lot. This might not be every situation, and that could be said for a lot of situations. That could be said for every situation that is not every situation. Meaning that some of these people who get abortions are your rape victims. Some people who get abortions are your, you feel me, people who's not financially ready or mentally ready. Some people have the wherewithal, have the self-awareness to know I'm not ready for a shorty. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to subject my shorty to giving them up to a system that I don't know where they're going to end up, who they're going to end up with, or whatever the case may be. All that other shit. I just feel like it's up to you, because then when you have this person have these babies because you feel like it's the right thing to do. You don't want to be judged. You don't want to feel like somebody gonna look at you funny, so you just gonna thug it out and have the baby and just figure out what's gonna happen. And then when you fail at being a parent because you was just not ready, it's still like, then what, you get the scrutiny of being a bad parent anyway. You might as well just stick to your guns. If you feel like, I feel like they should just stay out the fucking way and let these women make these decisions, or these women and these men make these decisions together, how it really should be. Now, when it comes to the women getting pregnant by a man and having that certain conversation with the men that she's pregnant by, that's a whole different conversation. Because now, even though it's your body, even though it's her body, respectfully, that's his child in your body now. It's just not about you anymore. And granted, you don't want somebody to go through that shit. You don't want to go through these 9 months. But also, you could go through these 9 months and shit, surrender all your rights as a parent. Shit, and I do what I gotta do. As far as the man having this conversation, you don't want this shorty, fine. But it should be, damn. Now you know what? I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna do that shit because it's not about men right now. I ain't gonna do that shit.
You caught yourself.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Listen, no, I was learned.
Won't get me.
I was learned not to speak on women's business, right?
Right. That's what you're right.
I was learned that, right?
But in this case, we speaking on politics, business. It just got to do with women. So don't get that twisted, women. We ain't speaking on y'all business. We speaking on people talking about y'all business.
So here's my thing, right? The level of outrage.
Oh shit.
The level of outrage
Mm-hmm.
being expressed for a situation that if we all did what they taught us to do in school and what they advocate every November and every March, 2 years and 4 years, to go to your local blase and vote for your local blase and keep the community local blase.
Okay, all right. Okay, I like where you're going.
If we can do our part,
I like where you're going.
if we truly believe in this system, and we do our part and vote the right people in, and people maintain integrity, stay true to their guns.
That's a big if. That's a big if, though.
Stay true to their guns.
True.
And really hold it down for the state.
For the people.
For the people.
For the people.
You guys are good. You'll never have to deal with it wherever the fuck you live. If you happen to be somewhere that things just went buzzing, things really went south, I got a question for you. Do you plan on having an abortion? Or is this one of those just in case cards?
Just in case cards.
I hear you.
I think that's always what it is. It's always a just in case, to my discretion, my choice.
So you don't care about it until it's taken away?
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. Sometimes, hey, listen, this is a right. This ain't just some shit that's like, it's some shit that's in the corner, but it's an important corner. Cause it's like, yo, you really taking away my decision to make a choice based on my lifestyle or my mindset or where I'm at in life. You basically forcing me into this decision that I wasn't sure of in the first place, and then when I probably failed at it, then you're gonna judge me for that anyway. And with the way shit going down, with like how these parents failing and hurting these kids, who's to say they're not gonna make a law to where, I heard somebody talking about a law to where, what if they start blaming these parents for certain shit that these kids do?
What you mean?
A lot of when these young kids, you feel me, typically lose their way or snap or whatever the case may be, and they do some shit to hurt a mass amount of people. What if they start blaming parents for that type of shit? But then you look back and was like, this person ain't felt like they was never fit to be a parent anyway, but they couldn't get an abortion. So you was like, yeah, I'm gonna charge you for being an unfit parent. But it's like, yo, I told you I was an unfit parent before you took away my right to say, yeah, I don't want this child. What if I don't want to adopt? What if I don't want to give my child up to adopt? What if I just want to wait till I'm ready to have a fucking child? Like, I ain't gonna lie, don't get me wrong, and they might hate me for this shit too. I'm okay with the time limit shit. You feel me? When it comes to, well, I think it's like, when it comes to like I say about 8 to 15 weeks, I think it is, or whatever the case may be, I forgot how long it is. I'm okay with that shit. After a certain time, it's like, yeah, you just gotta stick with this shit and deal with the adoption process afterwards, or maybe you'll change your mind. But you can't get an abortion after this time limit. But to say off the rip, you can't get an abortion, then we talking about women who been raped, molested, women who been, you feel me? People, just all type of shit. Just because you gonna have people that say, oh, you had sex, so you should have been ready to have. Just because I had sex don't mean I gotta be ready to be a parent, bro. Just because it's a possibility don't mean I gotta be down with if it just happened to rear his head, I gotta be down with it. Fuck.
That's like saying, just because I'm rolling with some gang members, if a shootout happened, that don't mean I gotta be with the shootout. You're kind of stuck in the middle of this shit, bro. What are you gonna do? This is not a time to say, well, maybe I didn't want to be on this block with these niggas when they turn the corner and the ops is right there. But you chose to ride with these niggas. You chose to play this game. You know what? You know the consequences.
Nah, you gotta give us a better one than that, man. No.
It's like, all right, another example. I heard a producer saying this on the podcast.
Okay.
His name AA, I believe. That's what he referred to him as. So that's what I'm gonna say. His name is producer AA, right? And he's like, he was working with young boy, and the young boy told him, "Hey, say gangster, you know what that chain come with, right? You know, I guess whatever the young boy team chain is, the NBA chains or whatever, like you know what that shit come with, right? I mean, whatever pressure that shit come, you know, with whatever pressure I got, you got it. Understand what game you playing while you moving with me.
Yeah.
You feel me? So this is where control,
morals,
intentions, and decision comes into play. So if you know for a fact that this person right here, God forbid, if you have a kid with them, it's not going to work out, it's not going to go, then don't rock with that person. Because you about to grease this person. First off, when the first grease that you ever go grease,
hey, just because I fuck you don't mean I think you're going to be a good parent.
And I get you. But just because I fuck you don't mean you're going to be a good fuck. I'm taking a chance on all this shit.
It's true.
So this is where consideration really comes into play.
But it's all deeper. It's all deeper than that though. Yeah, it's a fuck. It's a bad fuck. It's a, you feel me, gang affiliation situation. But we talking about a life here. We talking about lives basically, because two to three lives are gonna change at that very moment.
And again, this is where it comes down to, hey, if your spot ain't rocking with it and that's something that's very prominent to you, then you're going to have to go where it's okay. But they're simply saying that the government is no longer going to fund these facilities that do these procedures. So if you have people that open up the private practice and they actually good people and they just stick and go, then you good to go.
I think they said fuck it all together.
But it depends on the state. They're just saying the feds don't want to be in charge of it.
Because they've been kind of like defunding that shit. As far as like certain areas they not funding, they've been stopped kind of like funding that shit a while ago. I think this is more of a on no terms at all. I believe this is on some like.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
Is control a bad thing?
It depends on what you're trying to control, dog.
Not trying to control things that are out of your control. Controlling yourself. Is control a bad thing?
Well, sometimes
is having self-control a bad thing?
Self-control, no.
Okay. So, now,
even if you have sex with the right person, who is to say I'm ready right now?
I made that.
No. Who's to say I'm ready right now? Even if it's the right person, we know we're the right person. If we just know, hey. Right now, we both building to some shit. Yeah. If we build, don't pass that shit to me now.
We building, man. If we building.
Listen, anyway, if I'm building some shit with a woman and we on a good stride right now, and we know that we got a plan, In our lifespan, we know that in the next, let's say 2 to 3 years, we're gonna be in a situation where this is our mark where we're gonna have a child. Now,
Right.
we got this shit rolling. Everything is looking up. We together. You feel me? We got like I said, we got everything planned. Shit looking good.
Right.
Now, in the midst of that, we have
I
sex.
know. 2 to 3
we
years, y'all
we
gonna
having
be
sex.
straight and ready to
We
have
having
kids.
sex, right? We in the midst of this, we having sex. We building. We the perfect people for each other. I'm talking like all on the up and up. I ain't talking about no bullshit, y'all. I'm talking about the up and up. So don't throw, what if this, what if that. I'm talking about perfect people. Now we throw this shit up in the air. Oh shit. And some shit happened on our 1.5 year mark, our 2 year mark, where she gets pregnant, and it's like if she get this is gonna not necessarily like, not saying that it's gonna ruin everything, but it's gonna blow up our whole plan to where we might not never reach our end goal. Our whole plan and the end goal is to be able to support the child that we plan on having, and right now it's just too early to even sit down for those 9 months and prepare to have this child, even to give it up for adoption. It's just too, right now, to throw everything off track, and it's just not. That should be up to them to make that decision, not up to some motherfucker sitting up high saying, nah, not for you.
So, you know, we can be grateful for what we're capable of doing in this great country of ours. You feel me? Everybody may not have the opportunities that we have. The funding, equipment, tools, technicians. You feel me? So yeah, we can be grateful for it.
So they saying that shit come with a price. And that's what you finna go to it.
Not even so much that it comes with a price. It's not a human right to be able to discard an unborn child.
What do you mean?
In the sense of, if we didn't have the technology to do it, if this was some natural life living shit, you wouldn't be able to do this.
Okay.
This is a manipulation of man.
Okay.
This is some shit that we created and then decided, hey, we can control how many of us pop in and out. In China, they shit is, yeah, you have too many kids. After 2, we get rid of the other ones. We take them so that you can sustain living within a 4-people household. We make sure that life isn't too hard for you by taking whatever extra kids your hard-headed ass can't understand to not have.
That's a good one. Hey.
And that's weird to tell humans they cannot procreate, because that's what we're built for. That's why we're here anatomically.
But China shit, even though that was a good point, I like that point. But even in China, since it's more on some not banning abortion, even though it's some control and more of a choice to do with women's body and all that other shit, but it's not even a choice of like abortion. It's more of a, hey, that's it, that's your limit, and afterwards, yeah, we'll do what we see fit. That's still a fucked up situation.
It
you
is.
feel me? So, but
I'm not bigging it up. I'm simply saying that.
I get the whole. It's not a natural thing. This is a.
So to scream out, it's my right. No, it just wasn't illegal. It was just what you was able to do. It was a procedure you should have done. It was like plastic surgery.
What you mean? You mean it's not right as in it's not in black and white, as far as it's not in the Constitution as a right, or
you
mean in a spiritual religious standpoint, right?
No, constitutional right.
So you're saying it's not in the
It
laws
was just under a federal law.
So you're saying that's what I mean. So you're saying it's not in the Constitution that a woman could be able to get what you're saying.
No,
I'm just asking because I'm saying, is that what you're saying?
By my current knowledge, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm about to say, it's not a trick question. I ain't got no
but when I say a human right,
about you.
When I say a human right outside of the Constitution, I'm saying across the world, it is not a typical thing that...
You mean like how every human is due respect and then...
Right.
I got you.
You feel me?
I got you.
So when you screaming out, yo, it's my body, I could do what I want. I hear you, but no, this is not one of them.
So what happens if they start banning adoptions?
That'll be weird. But there's a lot of weird shit going on in the world, so I wouldn't be surprised what else they take away.
This shit ain't
I'm
weird.
not saying that I never said that this is
What I don't
morally right.
get, what I don't get though, is the
It's not a morally right thing.
What I don't understand, I get it, but I don't understand the approach. So let me see if you could probably help me understand the approach of the whole. You know, they doing this in the result of being threatened, as far as the population. You feel me? Starting to switch.
Let me just clarify.
As far as like us not being us in the next couple years up to like the next 20 to 30 years, we won't be the minority no more. We'll be the majority, and the Europeans or the white people, so to speak, will be the minorities. Mm-hmm. Same shit as far as the great replacement shit. Same reason why the dude shot up the Buffalo supermarket.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, how is that making any? If that's what people saying and that's true, how is that making any sense? I'm asking because it's like, how does that make sense? In the sense of, if you're banning abortions, you're not stopping nobody. You're not stopping nobody from having kids.
If in case you think that he's just simply being facetious and he's just pulling this shit out of his ass, Republican Congresswoman Mary Miller thanks Donald Trump for the historic victory for white life following the overturn of Roe versus Wade.
Okay.
So her perspective is, with this overturning, we have a chance to come back.
But listen though.
That's weird.
But listen, I'm glad you said that, because you helped me kind of like explain furthermore my confusion of this shit. Because even when abortions was a thing, and even when abortion was legal and to whoever's discretion, abortions was more populated in the poor communities. You have fertility clinics in the white communities. So when you say, hey, we gonna ban abortions worldwide for everybody to give us a chance to fight back, you're not stopping us from having no kids. So how would that help your population when it's still in your neighborhood? Your neighborhood wasn't even helping the destroying of your population. So how is that helping them is what I'm saying. Because I understand that they do shit. I'm with the whole that they doing shit to help them kind of like maintain their power. But I'm asking, how does this is like the excuse the disrespect, but the stupidity of them is like, you're not banning us from having kids. So our rate of having kids is still going to continue. Obviously, it's something else that's the problem in y'all population. And it's not the kids. And if it is the kids, it's the fashion that y'all trying to have kids, or all due respect, maybe most of y'all women can't have kids, or we don't have that statistic to where maybe they just don't. I don't want to be disrespectful. So I don't know. I just don't see this as, because I don't want to be confused. I don't want nobody to misunderstand me. I understand that this is a move in their eyes, and they think this is going to help their population. I just don't understand how it's going to help their population. So I'm calling them stupid.
That was a real question for everybody.
You feel me?
Why did you even overturn it?
It's not helping y'all do nothing. In y'all neighborhood, y'all have
who kept coming up complaining about
in y'all neighborhood, y'all had clinics dedicated to helping y'all carry child. In our neighborhoods, we had clinics dedicated to helping us get rid of children. And we still, with that being said, and we are still in the process of overpowering y'all and becoming the majority. So when you turn around and say, hey, no abortions for nobody no more, and we still having babies at the rate that we're having babies, and y'all still haven't rated the rate y'all having babies because y'all was having babies like that anyway, abortion, unless I'm confused, I believe abortions was higher in our demographic than their demographic. So abortions wasn't the issue. There's another issue. So that's all I'm saying. Mind y'all fucking business and stay out these women fucking business. Let them do what they want. Let them, you feel me, decide with their significant other or with their family or with whoever in their life. Stop sitting at high places looking down trying to, you feel me, dictate what the fuck goes on down here because you're afraid of some fucking population and shit, because you're afraid of if we take over the population, we might turn around and do what the fuck y'all did to us. This thing on? Not. Oh, I'm just saying, you feel me? But But no, I don't understand that shit. We're like, this is the we get to sit back and look like, okay, so y'all threatened at us having too many kids and y'all not having enough, and in no situation, in no way, shape, form, or fashion did y'all stop us from having kids. In no way, and then in no way did y'all increase y'all having kids with this or being overturned. Did y'all just decide to poke the hornet's nest with this shit? Whole shit, light bulb. It's time to dig deeper. No disrespect to the women. It's time to dig deeper, ladies. I mean, it's time to dig deeper, people. They made this uproar for a reason.
Listen, wait.
No disrespect. I'm not changing the subject. We still on this shit, but I'm just trying to dig and see what the fuck is the real reason.
Outside the real reason. Listen, people. My boy over here, he got his shovel, he got his hard hat and a flashlight. So we going there.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm still on the goddamn surface. Cause we ain't gonna get nothing done if everybody mad and just pointing fingers, okay?
But that's what I'm saying. This is you ain't in the surface right now. That's not the surface question. That's a little deeper.
Wait.
Because you going there, but you think you're on the surface, but you ain't. You digging, you right there. You coming with me. With that shit you just said. Say it again.
Listen, man.
Say it again.
Y'all need to redirect y'all aggression.
So, with that being said, why they do some shit in the public eye? Why you go to some shit? When is Roevwade with the 19 what?
Back then,
right? So you mean to tell me in 2022 you wake up and say, yeah, this is what we finna adjust. Almost 30.
Somebody about to croak and say, hey, yeah, what?
Almost 80 years later, 80, 70 years later, this is what you decided to do? It's because you want attention and energy redirected. And then it's like it's so important. And it's important, but it's important, but not a misinformation, but a detour. It's a detour.
Here's what's happening. Since you want to know so bad, god damn, I told him what I wasn't gonna tell you.
Tell me something.
Shit. Now listen, man.
Tell me something.
Listen. There's an inflation right now, right? We allegedly approaching a recession. All these talks, money problems. When you hear around the house when your mama walking by, she, yeah, the bills got down too high, right? So they need bread. They say, what are we spending bread on? And they turn around and say, you know what? We need bread for this shit. Because we've been trying to move things around and we can't tax them right now. There's already an inflation. Prices are ridiculous because of the pandemic, blase. We can't really tax them where they're just going to accept it. You feel me? We have these elections and all this extra shit that's supposed to be coming about soon. These niggas are going to start talking about how they're going to lower taxes or raise taxes or whatever the case is. We can't do that right now. We can't play that card. So what departments can we shut down? Well, we can save some bread. How much bread are we spending over here? You said 940 plus thousand last year? Why? What happened? Did we catch the guys? Catch who? All the rapists.
940,000 abortions or 940,000
abortions. So now it's like, hey, did we catch the guy? Catch who? Rapist. What rapist? The one that's going around raping all these women, because that's
shit.
That gotta be the only reason why they getting rid of him, right? Nah.
God damn.
They say it's a hot girl summer.
Oh shit, don't be disrespectful.
They said it was a hot girl summer, and they couldn't do it.
So in 2020.
They said
that's a statistic in 2020, right? Or was that 2021?
That was 2020. That was during the pandemic.
Alright, see, come on now. See, nah, that's a fear thing. That's a million. That's half of that probably 500,000 people that's scared to bring a child into somewhere where there's 1 million people dying in the country right now.
He's good. He's good. He's quick on his toes, people. Yeah.
I ain't because you also have a bunch of people that you have people celebrating having COVID babies, but on the other end you got people that's fucking terrified. That's like, I'm not finna bring no fucking baby into this world right now until I understand what the fuck this COVID is and how far it's gonna go away and how long it's gonna be here. I'm not bringing a child. You'll think that's some selfish shit to go through to have going on right now and be like, yeah, I'm finna have a fucking baby. No disrespect to the people who had babies during the COVID, I'm just saying. Other people that were scared was thinking these type of things. So you probably had, I'm not even gonna say, you probably had, of those 900,000 people you had, probably had 200,000 or 300,000 people that were just fucking scared. Probably had 100,000 to 200,000 people that was, for me, rape victims, respectfully. The rest was just financial reasons, I just don't want no fucking kid. All type of shit.
There's a lot of reasons, dog, but
all type of shit. I just think
ain't nobody gonna sit there and tell me that one of them reasons ain't cause it's a hot girl summer, that's why you wasn't gonna do it. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and tell me that, you feel me, you was just on some, yeah, I'm not gonna ruin my body. You ain't gonna sauce me like that.
But is that her choice though? Just cause so some people approach not your approach, but some people approach is you had sex, you got pregnant, hey, it is what it is, you need to deal with it. So just because she got a nice body and she wanted to have she wanted to have sex because that's her right. She grown, she could fuck and she can have sex. So since she ended up pregnant and she wanted to reserve her nice body, so she don't want to have no baby and go through 9 months and all that other shit. Is she wrong? Maybe it's selfish, but is she wrong? Is that not her right? Oh, you already said that's not. Never mind.
If you don't want to get tackled, don't be on the football field.
I'm sorry, because I just feel like, I don't know, bro. Just because it's a possibility, it don't mean that you gotta just rock with it because it's a possibility.
You know what it is, dog. And I hate to refer to.
It's a possibility you might catch a nut. You might not.
You see, I didn't say you did, but this whole thing is a game of probability and possibilities, right? Mm-hmm. So when you meet this person, there's a possibility that the sex is going to be good. There's a possibility that the sex is going to be buzzing. Mm-hmm. There's a possibility that the condom going to work. Mm-hmm. There's a possibility that the condom not going to work. Mm-hmm. There's a possibility you're going to pull out of time. There's a possibility that he won't.
Matter of fact, let's add that to the population too. We're going to say like 100, we're going to say like 50,000 of them people who the condoms broke.
All right.
And so they prepared themselves to not have no child and shit still ain't.
There's a lot of different possibilities. There's a lot of different probabilities. There's a whole array of shit on the spectrum.
You lose some lube, you right here popping condoms.
Grab some saran wrap and some lube.
Some crazy, go for work, some butter or something.
Jesus Christ, there's just butter inside the, oh my God, he's cooking.
Yeah, man, but.
I'm sorry, we back.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, to your peoples, man, y'all need to go ahead and do y'all research. Y'all need to be aware. Because if what my dog is saying holds any value and true statement, it's gonna be a lot of y'all, you feel me, surprised when y'all think y'all could just walk into this clinic and get one of these things, a little snip and dip, and you realize you one of them states that ain't snipping and dipping no more, no matter what the fucking case is. Yeah. You feel me now? And it's fucked up. It's fucked up when you say,
why not look at the pro of this whole shit, though?
What's the pro? Cause
niggas gonna be less likely to cheat.
Oh shit! Damn.
They're gonna be less likely to slide because damn, I can't just sweep this one under the rug.
I don't know, man. Niggas just stupid, B.
They are. And then that's where it proves that you're not financially literate. You know your pockets ain't deep enough to take care of all the kids that you already got and the ones you got on the way. So that's why you was relying on the $300 to $500 that you was finna cut versus the infinite amount that you finna spend for the next couple of years.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit finna fuck the economy up, man. Cause for all the women that was lying to niggas about getting them shits, and he was throwing her the $400-$500 that she was going to spend that bit. You feel me? That shit for the economy finna take a dip.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's why I like to say I'm blessed. Fool. Even them experiences a nigga had to go through.
Economy finna take a dip.
You finesse nigga for how much? I'm looking at a young nigga we is 11th grade. You say you gotta come up with how much?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, Shit, I got like about 2 B's worth of trees real quick. You go track that for me.
Track that,
I
bust
give you a
that
little
down.
cut, you feel me? But
That's all I got for you, sir.
you said 5?
Yeah, and it's that shit 5, and guess what? Every week that bitch go up $100 and $200. Don't ask me how I fucking know.
None of my business. None of my business. It said 5 bands in 9 months.
That's all these hoes want to hear is 5 bands.
That's the other thing about
You
it.
get the 5 bands to get the surgery to get the body snap back?
I see what you're going, but that's not enough. But
Shit, the BBL, you can get a 5-band BBL. It might not be that good, but you can get one. And a lot of these hoes got them out here. Don't get it twisted. Yeah.
But
That's off the record though.
that's
Make sure I edit that one. Make sure that's not on there.
that was alright. Well, shit. You gonna use what you gonna use. Don't use that clip though.
I ain't using that 'cause I don't need nobody asking me, oh, how you know about that? I don't need nobody suspecting me of no crazy shit. Cause that shit sound like you selling babies out here for 5 bands.
But that'd be the other thing about shorties who get abortions. They know they ain't got nobody that's gonna take care of them. They know they ain't got no suitable place to actually rest their head right now.
Exactly. So what's wrong with getting an abortion?
I never said that it was right or wrong. My argument was the outrage behind it, where you're not looking at the fine print. That's my whole thing. Like, before you decide to let your emotions take the best of you, look at what's being said and just figure it out. As you said before, you gave an example, and as I was listening to the example, okay, so yeah, you said you're with the girl and you have a 3-year plan, and you know that in 3 years that's when we're going to be ready for a child. When it comes down to success, when it comes down to love, when it comes down to all these extra things when people ask the people who accomplished it, how'd you know you were ready? You say, hey man, you're never ready until you're ready. You just go.
You just go.
And I said, what the fuck does that mean? You don't know. There is no being ready. So just stay prepared. Now, in being prepared, when it comes down to a child, yeah, you may not necessarily be well prepared, but in the event that you're with this girl and y'all got this plan going and y'all so locked in with what y'all doing and a baby does come about, you adapt and stick to the plan. Just like when bad weather comes. Just like when y'all having bad days and y'all want to break up. Just like when the car breaks down and you can't get to that meeting on time. You still have to adapt and regroup.
Some people ain't willing to.
A lot of people not built like that. I get you.
It's their free choice to do so.
But as a person, you should be able to. Otherwise, you die.
It ain't about, you die. But it ain't about not being able to, because everybody can
adapt. It's just a choice not wanting to.
Everybody can adapt to something. You'll see the people who you can sit there and say, if there's nobody lazy in this world, it's just people who don't do what you want them to do, in the sense of this is what you should do as this person. Because even the person that you're claiming lazy, that might be a game freak or a gamer, you watch them adapt in the game.
Right.
You watch this person, whether they can't do certain things, you watch them adapt to make certain shit happen.
Right.
Like, so everybody gonna adapt to something. It's just what you choose to adapt to. Like, okay, like this lazy person can adapt in the game, just don't want to adapt and get no fucking job. I'd rather adapt in this fucking game. So you got these people who say, hey, yeah, I can adapt to have this child right now, but do I want to? No, I rather, because my choice and my plan is to have my child when I already have this 6 or 7 figure deal closed, not before, because that can distract me from this 6 or 7 figure deal. And that's not what I want to bring a baby into, because I want to bring a baby to a situation that's above, no disrespect, that's above the regular happenings of life. You feel me?
Right,
so
on some celebrity shit. They don't have no kids until they damn near in their 45s, 50s, and now they decide to have these little kids and just live their life after they accomplish all the sexual stuff.
That's it.
But that's not how it's always written for everybody. Everybody's plan isn't written that way. So to say, for example, when the issues of childbirth came about, when women are screaming out, "Oh, there's an age limit to where you can have kids before it's dangerous."
Right.
So now you want to live your life, and you want to live your best life, and your best life is living all the way to your 40s, your 45s. And now when you want to kick it, your shit don't work. Yeah. And it's like you've had countless of opportunities, and you just aborted all of them. So here's the issue with that whole situation, like I was trying to explain before with the cartridge thing. This thing called life. It's like a video game, but unfortunately, everything doesn't have a reset button. An abortion is like a reset button in the simulation that you just played. So be mindful of who you play with. That was it. And try not to do it. So you don't have to hit the reset button. Be more accountable. And it's not just accountable of, oh, well, I wanted to feel the splash. It's like, yo, if you wanted to feel the splash, you want the consequence.
The splash.
When you driving your car, you want to feel the wind in your hair, and you talking about I want to do $1.20, and you get into an accident. There's no abortion to that. You got into an accident. Now you got to deal with the injury, deal with the incident report, deal with the insurance, deal with the bread that you owe, and whatever other citations that you get after that. There's no abortion to that.
You got some people that get out of them accidents and run. You just got people that choose not to adapt to these situations.
If you could run.
if you could run. And that goes to say if you can get an abortion. Maybe your religion got you so tied to what's being right and wrong that you
and that's called integrity.
But everybody don't have those religion viewpoints. Everybody don't have those lifestyles. Some people are just fascinated with their hot girl summer. Some people are fascinated with their career life.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong for whoever to? Let me try to say it like this, so nobody fucking get mad. Yeah. But get mad if you fucking want to.
They was mad 45 minutes ago.
Get mad if you want to, because I never cared. Is it wrong for the overseers, i.e. the house, to decide, hey, let's regain and try to instill integrity in people again? Because now people are so careless, and I know it's not, but I know but people are so careless and just let shit go. Let's find a way to nip this shit in the bud, just a little bit. We're gonna find a way to civilize these gun laws. We're gonna find a way to do this, and we're gonna find a way to do that. But let's find a way. And yes, it's always wrong. It's always wrong how they go about what they do. We know that because they never really go for it with the point of view that I just gave you.
Exactly.
That's not why they did it. They did it because they need bread and they tired of giving it to y'all.
Yeah.
They shut down your department. Everybody's fired. Go about your day.
That was financial.
That's on. Not everybody's fired.
Financial and power reasons.
Not everybody's fired, but we're cutting the well, and now within your state, within y'all means of how y'all operate, y'all are responsible for whether or not y'all can maintain it and y'all agree with it, or if y'all also agree with us and say, yo, we not funding this shit, we not accepting this shit, we not allowing this shit. So when it comes down to how the law is implemented,
a lot of these states don't have funding for that. They
don't have funding.
They don't have funding laying around to just say, yeah, we just gonna divvy this up to people who don't want to act. They in their mind, any extra money they got can go to more important things than funding some irresponsible people. That's in their mind. I'm not saying I'm not speaking for me. I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for them. Oh, we got money. We not gonna give this.
That's exactly their mindset. Yeah, I'm not responsible for your fuck up.
Yeah, man.
So why am I paying for it?
Amen.
And if you thought about it from the perspective of tax dollars, in the event that tax dollars was going to it, you have a lot of people that feel like I'm not responsible to see you eat. So why would I be responsible for this whole other procedure where
that part
you can do this? Like, that's not my business.
That part, that was a good one.
So that's their perspective on it. Now, again, I need to say this for the record before we close out. I never said it was right. I'm also not agreeing that it's wrong. I'm simply saying it's just conversation.
With that being said, bro, you got some closing quotes for the people?
Goddamn. Judge a man by not what he say, but by the questions that he asks.
Judge a man not by what he say,
but by the questions
that he asks. That's a good one. Now, you know how it goes. Do what you say you're gonna do. Be who you say you're gonna be.
Say what?
Chase money, have positive vibes. If you gotta get high to get by, then get by getting high. And remember,
I see that he skipped the chase money. It's that not bitches unless bitches is in your dreams, or chase dreams is not bitches unless bitches is in your dreams.
I skipped that last episode
We
too.
freestyling.
No, we ain't freestyling. I've been said I was gonna change that shit. I got tired of saying bitches.
I like it though.
But yeah, remember, it's just conversation. And stop worrying about these fucking women bodies, you old wrinkly fucks.
Every time I roll up, you be with the shits. Why I can't just chill without the other shit?